Welcome to your roller coaster physics project. So, guess what? You got to read some stuff, right? So you got to read this, and you got to read this, and you got to read this, and you got to read this. You got to identify constraints and track requirements. This is what you got to have. You got to have one loop. Your track must be horizontal when the ball enters and leaves the loop. The track must end with 0.2 meters of the last loop left. So it should look something like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to build your model, and your model should look a little something like these. Notice I've done it against the wall so I can kind of secure it. I've got it held up by some things. So this is the minimum that you have to do. You can do one or more loops if you want. You could do a swirl. I don't really care as long as you have this basic minimum thing. Now notice all of the different measurements that we're making, and this is very important for you to get these. So once you have your roller coaster set up, you're going to test it with a marble cup times, and you got to make sure it goes all the way around the loop, and then you're going to measure this final velocity here using our velocity sensors. If you want your marble to go into a boot, make sure you bring your own boot. I don't have boots for you. When you're doing this, you really need to make sure you double check your constraints. Track must be horizontal when the ball enters and leaves the loop. So notice it's horizontal here, horizontal here. The track must end, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I already said that. Annotate your models. You're going to take a picture. Everyone has their own. Do your own, like annotate it yourself. Get it? So you can take your picture or draw a picture in Google Draw, and then you're going to annotate it. Here's the loop. Here's how high it is. Here's my starting point. Here's how high it is. You could even put the length of it, where you're going to start your marble and things like that. So that's how you are going to annotate yours. Now, before you dismantle your roller coaster, you must record the following. This is ultimately important. If you don't do this, nothing works. So you need to figure out all of these before you take down your roller coaster. For this total length of track and length to the loop, what I would do is I would just mark these on the actual black tubing. And then when you take your track apart, you can actually do your total length of track and length to the loop. But make sure you mark where your top of the length to the top of the loop is your last loop. Good. Also, before you take down your track, you're going to need to measure the exit velocities of the marble. Okay. Once you finish that, you are welcome to take down your track and you can get started on your system analysis. So again, starting from the start, we've got an LOL chart. You guys know how to do those. You guys will answer these, and then you're going to do your system analysis. So I've really scaffolded this very well for you guys so that you can pretty much take this and this in order to figure out how your app works. Now, your app eventually is going to look like this in this spreadsheet, where we're going to have some inputs in the green and then our outputs in the red. And it ends up being really, really cool. And we can change components later if we wanted to. But remember, we're trying to make a roller coaster. And our end goal is to make this app, which will be an app in a spreadsheet. It's not a real app, but we could code an app for this. But once we've done all the hard numbers, coding the app's easy, right? All right. Hopefully that gets you started. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure you read. Don't forget to read. You guys always skip reading. Read it. Thank you.